Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe in the bottom corner. If you want to see more content with this bike and more in the future, and my SV 650, starting to make a lot more videos. So today I'm going to show you the problem I've been having with this Hawk, and I think I finally figured it out. We're going to take the first test ride. Alright, let's get started. So what's been going on is the bike will start after adjusting the valves a couple times, because I've seen so many different things online. I finally got it adjusted so it'll start and we'll run, and then as soon as it warms up it shuts off. So, and anytime I give it throttle it just bogs out like it's not getting fuel. So I tested this before and I cleaned the petcock, but I'll show you what's happening here. It's probably gonna make me a liar, but I'll try to get this out of the way. All right, so I have a clear tube here, and I'll show you what happens here. Let's see if you guys can see that. Now when I turn it to on, look at all the more that comes out. Just a little bit. Let's see if I can get you closer. All right, now you'll be able to see it real good. So watch. See that? Oh, now there's no more. So that's on the on position. That means something's wrong with the petcock. So now watch, when I put it to reserve, look, I got gas. So I have to run the petcock on reserve just to do this test ride. I have a new petcock ordered. So I will be installing that, and hopefully that'll fix it. What kind of issues do you guys have? Comment below and tell me what you had to go through to get this thing running. I've seen some people put gas in it and fire it up and they haven't had to do anything else. Other people, it's not been great. So yeah, let me know. Alright guys, before I go on this test ride, I'm going to go over some of the specs on this bike. And then also in the manual here, there's some weird stuff. I don't know if you have ever bought anything from overseas, but they seem to use the same manuals for so many different bikes. And everything I read online said the displacement is like 229 cc for this engine. And then if you look in here, it says 290. And it also says the valve lash spec is 0.05. And that was, honestly, in my opinion, was too tight. I couldn't get it to start. So I don't know if this is for another engine, so be careful with that. I would find out from, watching stuff online, people who are successful with other things. But it's supposed to have a 3.5 gallon fuel tank, which is pretty good. Gets like 70 miles per gallon, I think, which is it makes a great commuter bike. Not a ton of power to get you in trouble, but it has enough to get you where you need to go, and then it saves a lot of fuel. It's got a 5-speed transmission. Some people, I did watch, I'll link his channel here, but he put a 6-speed engine swap in. It's a similar engine, but has a 6-speed transmission, so he's getting 72 was his top speed. I'll link his channel. You can find that video. There's a few modifications you had to do, but it wasn't too bad. The one thing that is kind of crazy about this bike is the seat height. So I'm standing here, this is leaned over and it's almost up to my waist, and I'm 6 foot. So there's a 36-inch seat height. So they do, I think the shock is adjustable, so there's a chance that we could lower it a little bit and make it a little easier to get on. But for someone who's shorter, this, that could be an issue. But there is some aftermarket suspension you can put on to lower it a little bit, and a lot of people have done that, and it seems to work out. So the horsepower, I think I read, is somewhere around 14. Not a lot, but when you got a bike that weighs 290 something, that's, you know, more than enough to get around and get on trails and commute and do what you need to do. A couple of things before we go. Also, the bolt situation. When you get this bike, they recommend to tighten everything, and let me tell you, when they say everything, you need to tighten everything, because I had these two bolts were loose, this bolt was loose, this bolt was loose, and the two on the caliper in the back were loose. These were loose, and this was loose that was holding the exhaust. It was kind of unbelievable. So go over everything. I didn't put any Loctite on it yet, but that will be something I can do soon. All right, let's go for a ride. All right, here's the startup. That vibration in the back is my plate. Actually sounds pretty good. So the only place I've ridden it, as you can see, I have 2 miles. I just rode it up the end of my driveway, up the street, just like this, when I was trying to figure this out. So what we will do, if this works, I guess that doesn't work. Okay. Alright. We're gonna head over to this parking lot where I can test this out a little bit. Oh, okay, the clutches. So this bike shifts a lot smoother than my SV, actually. My SV has actually been it was a race bike, so I don't really blame it too much. Man, this is smooth. The brakes are not great. Okay, I gotta get used to the gearing here. Let's hope there is not a police over here. So the ride's really good. It's a great position. I'm pretty much upright. I don't have it's pretty versatile. It's so light. I think that's what I like about this. Hopefully you guys can still hear me with the top up here. So I was told that the valves are supposed to be loud, and they are after adjusting it. Ooh, I like this. Alright, let's try out some brakes here. Okay, so the rear brake is literally non-existent. Good to know. The front brake's not bad. They're both disc brakes, and they both have braided lines, which is cool. Mirrors. Okay. There's not a lot of D-cell power here, or what do you call it? D-cell braking. I'll let off. It just kind of floats. I'm trying not to be talking about my SV too much, but it's a totally different bike, so I got to remember that. This is an off-road bike. Hey, I like it. This is sweet. Alright, I'm gonna crank on it here in a second. Sounds really good. I could see how you could totally use this in the woods for sure. So I don't know if you guys know it, but does the reserve, is it just that little cap in the bottom of the petcock? So like it just holds a little bit of fuel, enough to get you somewhere, but it still drains through there. That's what I'm assuming. If you guys know what it is, let me know in the comments down here. Let's see how it's idling here. Actually really good. It's hanging up a little bit. So keep in mind, this is the first time I've actually ridden this anywhere. Alright, so I'm going to talk about what I've kind of done so far. Oh wow, I'll never get used to how far this thing leans over. Look at... Alright, I'm standing straight up. That's insane to me. I don't know why that's like that. It's probably because the rear is so tall. Actually, that wouldn't do anything. Well, anyways, so it's got the 2 disc brakes. That's nice. Even though this one pretty feeble. I don't even feel anything. So I have the Mikuni carb in here. I actually have a 105 jet right now. Because as I was troubleshooting, it's just the one I left in there for testing. But I do have a 110 I'm going to throw in there. Airbox is stock. I did take in the silencer here, there was that mesh covering over the silencer that has the holes all through it, and I took that off because it was covered in water. This thing was basically heating up so much, and there was gas and oil from from me trying to crank on it from the original oil, which is garbage, by the way. So that's why I changed the oil. I put Rotella T4 in it, and it took just a little over a quart, and it looks like something is leaking as far as gas. Oh, it's coming out. Okay, that's just the oil from me taking the valve cover off. Okay, so I can't really ride too much farther because this thing doesn't even have the title done yet, because I was waiting. I thought I was getting low compression. I was thinking I'm having some major issues, so I wasn't even going to get the title. That way I could potentially get a new engine or whatever I had to do. Now that it's running, I'm going to do a video on what it's going to take to get the title done, the registration, insurance, and we'll see if it works. I'm in Pennsylvania. I know people have done it in Pennsylvania now, so we'll see. That's all I'll do for now. Alright, let's do a little ride home. I'll be able to get on it a little bit out here. It's also Sunday, so I don't have to really worry about the police out here. Okay, so most of the power is down low. I mean, it's a pretty steady curve of power. Once I got up to higher RPMs, it kind of just died out a little bit, which is expected with a 250 engine. So overall, I'm pretty excited. So. Okay, so the exhaust finally smells good. Put maybe another mile or two on it. Now that I know that runs, I'm gonna get the title done, registration done, and then hopefully I can start doing some adventuring on it. Alright guys, I do have a couple of things, some upgrades I'm gonna be doing. Got an LED light we putting on. I ordered some hand guards and that new petcock, so that'll probably be in the next video, or it'll be the video of me registering it, so whichever one comes first. If you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe in the bottom corner, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate it.